What are some
Stress in
different
dating
ways that
impacts
a
sleep,
really
eating, and risks
stressful,
substance use.
insecure dating relationship can affect you? If this is you and this is your dating relationship, well, it can screw up your sleep. Maybe you toss and you turn and you have a harder time getting to sleep because maybe when you're laying in bed, you're replaying things that are happening, or you're not sure what the other person is doing right now, or you're thinking back to things they said or did, and you're kind of stewing about it and you can't stop thinking about it, almost a little bit obsessing. Well, that can really affect your sleep. In fact, some people in really stressful dating relationships also report having really bad dreams where they're being betrayed or other bad things are happening. They may even have nightmares. So sleep can be affected. Another area is eating. One of the things that happens when you go to the doctor and they do a checkup, they always ask you about your eating. Why? Because your appetite and your eating behavior shows a lot about how internally balanced one's body is. And so, guess what happens in a dating relationship that's really stressful? It often screws up a person's eating. It changes their eating behavior. So, what happens is people, a lot of times, they either start overeating, so they're eating emotionally. They just can't stop eating, and often really unhealthy foods. They turn to food and overeating as a source of self soothing. Or what happens for another whole set of people is the opposite. They are under eating. They don't want to eat. They feel nervous and anxious, and their body just feels off internally, and they just don't feel comfortable putting anything in their body. In fact, a lot of times people feel like when they're really stressed and insecure about a relationship, like they can't eat. Eating behavior is really, really important for overall balance, and yet it's one of the things that can get screwed up the most because of a really toxic dating relationship. And the third factor that I want to talk about that often is a factor when someone finds themselves in a really chaotic or unhealthy early dating relationship: substance use, drugs or alcohol.